issue number 2, Heroes Reborn, Iron Man ongoing series that lasted 13 issues, and we'll be talking about it. So, pretty much the comic book, a test Iron Man suit that Tony Stark made for the government, and pretty much it doesn't go so well. It pretty much fails horribly. Meanwhile, we go see Tony Stark, and he's seen all the tests footage on what he needs to do to prepare and fix the, in a way, bugs and glitches of what he needs to do to fix his Iron Man armor. We also have a rebellion worker in Stark Industries that really doesn't do anything jack shit and kills the guards and thinks a revolution is coming. Meanwhile, we see Bruce Banner working in Stark Industries. Funny enough, Banner works for Stark Industries, but he goes to a big party that he's having with all his people, and Pepper Potts, everybody is all there, and they're having a good time. Pepper is pretty much had enough of Tony's bullshit and throws alcohol at Tony when Tony's about to have a toast, and pretty much Tony basically gets exposed on everything that he is. He's a very cold businessman, something that the MCU lacks heavily, and that is something that saying a lot. We also see Hydra planning to do what they need to do to strike, and meanwhile we see Betty we go to Banner and Liz, and pretty much they had to go back to the gamma bomb that's Hydra's going after. Meanwhile, we go back to Tony Stark, and Pepper is trying to reason with Tony Stark, and yeah, she gets fired. Cold-blooded. No even thinking twice. Tony doesn't call out any bullshit, something that the MCU very lacks very much. And you see Tony Stark acting like a fucking asshole, but that's sometimes Tony is. He is a businessman. He is a very cold-blooded businessman. And we go see back to Banner and Liz, and pretty much they're trying to shut down the gamma bomb that they're developing. And we also find out that Banner worked for Hydra to an extent, and pretty much Hydra betrayed Banner and, let's just say, exposed Banner to the gamma bomb. A massive explosion happens, therefore making the Hulk born. Pretty much the Hulk was born in this origin story of Marvel Comics. And we see the Hulk in this long hair style in the 90s, and I really like that a lot. It's also stretched into the Hulk comics, which I will eventually do. The Hulk attacks a couple of helicopters and pretty much goes on a rampage. Meanwhile, Tony Stark has to not only suit up in his Iron Man suit, but also fight the Hulk himself. And he does meet him up with Liz, and he's protecting her, and let's just say it sets up the Hulk versus Iron Man battle in issue number 2. Really good stuff, really great storytelling by Jim Lee and everyone else working on the book. I really liked how the Iron Man suit was designed, and you have a very much different interpretation of Iron Man, because this was the Heroes Reborn time period in Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics wanted to do a new interpretation of mostly their unknown characters, Captain America, Fantastic Four, Avengers, and pretty much give them a new interpretation on where they need to go for. And granted, it worked, but also failed at the same time. And I personally felt like, for what it's worth, I think it was a really good attempt to make another continuity but I feel like this was a foreshadowing for Marvel to do the ultimate continuity and have that to be the successor where the Heroes Reborn didn't do. And honestly, I really liked Heroes Reborn. I thought that was a really good direction in Marvel Comics. And it was better than mostly some of the DC comics at that time period. But overall, it was really good. Giving it an 8 out of 10. Stay tuned on issue 2, and I'll see you guys next time on issue 2.